Not everyone who walked with Jesus truly understood him. Not everyone who followed him was chosen. But among the 12, there were souls who carried more than faith. They carried a calling. Today, we journey through the stories of the 12 apostles to discover who among them were truly the chosen ones, and who simply witnessed the light, but never became it. 1. Simon Peter, chosen for his courage and fragility. Peter was impulsive, flawed, and yet the closest to the heart of Jesus. A rough fisherman, transformed into the foundation of faith. He denied the Master 3 times, but wept bitterly. And in those tears was the breaking of the ego, chosen, because even in weakness, he allowed himself to be shaped by grace. 2. James the Greater, the apostle of inner fire, son of thunder. James was intense, passionate, full of life and zeal. He was one of the first to be martyred, because he would not stay silent. He would not back down. Chosen, because he carried the fire that purifies and illuminates. 3. John, the chosen of love and vision, the beloved disciple. John didn't just walk with Jesus, he understood him. He stood at the foot of the cross, he protected Mary, and he saw what no one else did, the revelation. Chosen, because love led him beyond the veil. 4. Andrew, the silent bridge. Rarely mentioned, but it was Andrew who brought Peter to Jesus. He was a bridge, a quiet soul, humble and unseen, perhaps chosen, not by prominence, but by quiet surrender. 5. Philip, the seeker who questioned truth. "Show us the Father," he asked Jesus. Philip was searching, but still saw with earthly eyes. Perhaps not chosen, because he doubted, even when miracles stood before him. But doubt is also part of the path, and maybe that makes him closer to us than we think. 6. Bartholomew, the pure of heart. Also known as Nathanael, Jesus said, "Here is a true Israelite in whom there is no deceit, honest, transparent, without masks, chosen, because purity of heart is the gateway to the kingdom." 7. Matthew, the redeemed one, a tax collector, seen as a traitor by many, yet called by Jesus. Matthew left it all behind, and later wrote the gospel, chosen, because he allowed himself to be reborn. 8. Thomas, the doubter who touched truth. "Unless I touch him, I will not believe." Thomas represents all of us, the need to feel, to see, to touch, chosen, because even in doubt, he stayed, and in the end, he knelt before the truth. 9. James the Lesser, the quiet righteous one called James, son of Alphaeus. Little is known about him, but tradition calls him just, wise, faithful, chosen, perhaps not by grand acts, but by silent devotion. 10. Simon the Zealot, the transformed revolutionary. A zealot, a political radical, someone who once believed in violence for liberation, but he traded the sword for the gospel, chosen, because he transformed fury into divine purpose. 11th, Judas Thaddeus, the apostle of lost causes now invoked for impossible miracles. Judas Thaddeus was a cousin of Jesus, often mistaken for the other Judas, but his faith never wavered. Chosen, because some are confused with darkness, but still walk in light. 12th, Judas Iscariot, the one not chosen, or chosen to fall. Judas betrayed with a kiss. But what if even he had a role? What if he was the shadow required for the light to shine brighter, not chosen, but necessary, or perhaps chosen to fall? 12 men, 12 paths, 12 mirrors. Some were chosen to shine, others to teach through their collapse. And you, who do you see yourself in? In impulsive Peter? In loving John? in doubting Thomas, or even in Judas, who failed, but reminds us that even darkness has its place in destiny. To be chosen is not to be perfect. It is to hear the call and answer, even when it hurts. The truly chosen ones are not those who walk without falling, but those who rise, again and again, with fire in their spirit. If this message touched something within you, it may be because you too are chosen. Subscribe and walk with us in this journey of awakening, because the truth lives in each step of those who dare to see beyond.